Hi, welcome back to Spencer FYI on the Spencer Channel 3. Today we are here visiting with CASA, and if people haven't heard of them, we're going to touch a little bit on what they do, but they also have a need for volunteers. And so, Melissa, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your organization is all about?
Sure. Well, CASA stands for its Court-Appointed Special Advocacy Program. And so we are an agency that heavily relies on our volunteers to become advocates for the court. And so essentially what they do is they go through the training, but then they go out and they're assigned to a family that's involved with juvenile court. So a child has been adjudicated, which means the court has stepped in, they've been abused or neglected. And so, yeah, they go out and they visit the child monthly, or the children. They would talk to all the parties involved in the case, so a therapist, lawyers, teachers, anyone that has a part in that child's life, and then they would report back to the judge. So they do that through their court reporting, and then they attend all court hearings as well to advocate for the child and what's in their best interest.
All right. And so why don't you tell us about what you do, what your role is?
Okay. Well, my role as the coordinator is to recruit volunteers, advocates, and then once we get them, to also train them. So we utilize the National CASA curriculum, and so that's 30 hours of pre-service training that all of our volunteers have to go through at first. So a lot of that relies on myself. There's lots of different ways. There's independent studies, there's some group, one-on-one, and so that allows me a lot of time to spend with the advocates to be able to train them, get to know them. And then my job is to help support them throughout their life. So we're not asking for people to be an expert in the field of social work or the field of child welfare. My job is to help navigate them through that. We want people with life experiences that they can bring to the table. My job is to help navigate them through the system.
All right. And so why don't you talk a little bit about the time commitment involved?
Sure. CASA, it takes anywhere, so once you get through the initial training, like I said, which is 30 hours of pre-service training, it depends on the case. So I'd say an average advocate spends anywhere from about 8 to 10 hours a month, going out and visiting, writing a report, and things like that. So it's not a huge time commitment, but it definitely makes a big difference.
All right. And so what's some of the feedback you hear from some of your volunteers?
Definitely that they'd see a need for it. A lot of our child welfare system is very much overburdened. Our social workers have a lot of cases. There's a lot of turnover with providers, things like that. So the idea between CASA is one volunteer to one family. So they become the expert kind of on the case in the eyes and ears. So they're really able to dig in and see what the needs are and be able to advocate for those. So I see a lot of advocates that really see the need for that. And it's proven that kids go through the foster homes quickly, they get through the system quicker and have better outcomes upon getting out of foster care if they have a CASA advocate assigned.
All right. And you talk about the national program, and why don't you talk about it locally here and I think through the state as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's the National CASA program, and so National CASA started back in Seattle in the 70s with a judge that just really needed an extra set of eyes. He was seeing all these cases come to him and just really wanted a different perspective. So he kind of recruited some individuals, swore them in, and said, okay, tell me what I need to know. That was so successful that they made a bigger program out of it. And so it started nationally throughout the United States. And then we're very lucky through the state of Iowa that we have this program, and we have the program in the different counties in our state.
All right. And so what counties do you cover?
So I cover, for the CASA program, I cover Clay, Kossuth, and Dickinson counties, but I also can take, if there is a need, I can take cases at additional counties. We did cover them all, but we had some budget cuts, so but I will always take a case in whatever county needs a CASA.
All right. And so why don't you talk a little bit about the children who benefit from these volunteers?
Awesome. So in Clay County currently there's 33 children that are in foster care. 27 of those children are in foster care and the other 6 are in relative placements. The average age for a child in Clay County that's in foster care is 8 years old. So that's pretty young. The kids are that we see in CASA are, some of them are in a foster home, some of them are not in a foster home. They're just involved with the department. So we have a big mix of kids and ages and things like that. And we will take kids as young as babies to 17 years old, and really want to see those kids that are getting ready to age out of the system have successful transitions into adulthood.
All right. So if someone wants to get started as a volunteer, how does that process start?
First, I'd say the best thing to do is get on our website first. We have a lot of great information on our website about what we do, some frequently asked questions, things like that. So I'd say get on our website first. You can also give me a call. My number is 712-262-0271. Or you can email me at melissa.lear@dia.iowa.gov. So there's a couple different ways to get on there and look, and you can apply right online, and it'll give you all the steps to do that process.
All right. And then once you start as a volunteer, does it go until you decide it's just something that doesn't work for you anymore?
You know, we do really want to see our volunteers, once they're committed to a case, stick with the case the whole way through. That's anywhere from short as 3 months up to a year. The average case, I'd say, is probably 18 months. And, you know, and there's one case at a time. So, but if a CASA feels that it's no longer for them, I mean, that's, you know, it is what it is. There's not a lot we can do about that, but we really don't see that happen very much. There's a love for it, and there's a huge need in our CASA to see that. So once they finish up a case, they're kind of asking me, when can I get my next case? I'm ready for it.
All right. And again, if anyone has questions, how can they get in touch with you?
Again, I would say they could give me a call at 712-262-0271, and that's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me.
All right. Anything else about the program that we need to touch on?
I would just say, you know, if it's something that you are thinking about, or you want a volunteer opportunity that's unique and different, this really is it. I mean, we are advocating for kids that are in great need, and we have a need for advocates. And really that's what they are. They're advocates for children. So I would highly encourage you, if you're a little unsure about it, a really cool thing that we have in our program as well is, besides having myself as a coordinator, we have coaches. So we have someone that has been or is a current advocate that can walk alongside you and help you navigate the system as well. So it's a really good peer support person to have through child welfare. So it's a lot of unknown territory, but that's why we're here for you.
All right. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully some of our viewers will decide this is a great volunteer opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you so much.